All right, we're going to go ahead and start the live stream, see how many people can join. Like always, not financial advice, always do what's best for you. So please take a moment to read a little bit about our channel and my live stream. So right now, let's move to the trade screen. Making some changes and try to make the screen a little bigger from our last live stream. And you can see at the bottom $5 per symbol. I'll look into it. Still working on my subscription service. We're close to launching that. I'm just trying to get the YouTube trailer video updated, so I'm ready to announce the join and pricing soon to come. So get ready for that. We got a lot of market volatility today. They did not like that inflation information, but we already knew, this situation's going to happen with interest rates, right? I mean, we already know kind of where we're going to end up. But there's a lot of volatility, and a lot of people probably don't know what to do right now. A lot of traders did not know what to do today, what to expect. But it clearly, was a five-wave up move, right? This looks like five waves. One, two, three, four, five. So what happens after five? You pull back in three, right? Here's your wave four. So in fact, the dip could already be over. You may have already missed the dip. The dip may be over. You missed the dip. Now, if you're lucky, you can get another reaction lower, and if you could buy against 590, which would be very good risk reward setup. Here, a lot of risk. Still a lot of reward, but a lot more risk buying here. Now you could buy here against this low at 600, and then maybe the odds turn into your favor a little bit better. But market is selling off, and with sell-offs create opportunity. So I'll just go into guys super chats, go from there. 67.37 Hive and Dogecoin. How's crypto doing? Crypto's kind of meandering back and forth, kind of listless, looking for direction. And again, this is where I still see we're heading. There's so many paths to get to there. This point, we could go up and then drop. We could just drop. So many possibilities and permutations and combinations. You cannot trade this. You cannot trade this, okay? This is a no trade area in crypto. No trade. It's a no trade area. I hope everyone understands that right now. Even though I'm telling you what I think's going to happen, it's a no trade spot. But down here would be a great opportunity to buy it. But let's look at your crypto stocks as this plays out more. Hive. Hive, again, we're looking for this push lower in wave 5. And again, no sign of a reversal. In fact, this is a pretty nasty candle right there, getting rejected. So the question is this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a 1, 2, and it's about to have a 3 of 5? More than likely, you would see that kind of count. And I mean, that's if I was given a count, and if I thought Bitcoin was just going to go lower from here, I would label it like this and have it come down. Not sure. We gotta make it a little darker. You guys can see it better. So you could see. Let's try that again. I'm trying to just looking, making sure. All right, that'll work. So it could be this count right here, just like that. If this is the count, if Bitcoin is just going to drop from here. Now, if Bitcoin's going to pump and then drop, well, Hive will probably do something different, right? Hive is probably gonna not. It's probably gonna still be in two, but then we'll break the cycle, right? So then the five would be finished, right? You'll have five down. You haven't broken the low, so what would probably happen is you'll get some kind of counter trend rally off this low, come back up to 377, and then finish the correction later. That's how it would play out. So we don't know. I think it's just really up to what Bitcoin does in the crypto, asset class. But ultimately, this is the pattern that I'm looking for here, where X would extend out now. When you have a big three-wave move, big three-wave structure form in here. Hold on. Yeah, that's how I'd look at it. Just let me take a step back. Three. 3, 3, and another 3. So yeah, so I don't know. I think we'll do a couple things. I think we'll still put the X here. We'll still put the X here, and just shift this around a little bit. Let's relabel this properly. So 3 here for W, and then an X goes here, and then let's take a look at the weekly time frame. Here's your connector. There's your X. Now you're breaking down already right here. You see that? So that's bearish. That's a warning sign for sure. So yeah, I think the best bet is to say it's something like this, and we're gonna have another something like that, and then this could do two things. It could just do A like that and finish, or it can finish here and finish and capitulate here, and we would change the label from 5 down. So it's 50-50. Oh, is it going to be an A, B, C and finish that way, or is it going to be a W, X, Y, and we finish this way, right? Something like that. I think we just don't know, right? We just don't know. And looking at this as a connector, you see there's a little bit of divergence there, but not enough. You know, it could be this even. It could even be this, like that, with an A, B, C, and you get that rise, something like that, potentially, like that. I think it resolves lower with Bitcoin. So as long as my Bitcoin forecast is lower, I would expect this to go lower. Until that changes, I won't change. I would stick with the bearish forecast, but the path to get there, this is a no trade area. Again, it's a no trade area. But if you're in a position, you may have more pain. You may have to endure more pain before you see the fruits, you know. Okay, then Dogecoin. Dogecoin, it behaved like it had a couple possibilities, and I remember giving you that big sell-off possibility, and it did. Now, guys, look, there were two possibilities with Doge. I remember because we've talked about it so much, but I gave you the buy area, and look, it hit it and went vertical. So that's good, right? That's a good sign for this. Now you have, it looks like a completed correction, right? It looks very exciting that you finally got capitulation. And look, it hit that buy area. You could have had, if you followed me, and again, if you become a member later and join, we'll have these setups. You could have had a limit buy order set at 21 cents, and you would have got filled, and you would have woke up at 28 cents, and you could have sold that for doing nothing. Nothing, no work. You could have done that, and you could still sell it for a profit. So if you had this buy here, you should be taking some profit because it could fail. If it fails, that will introduce a retest down to 17 cents. Okay, this will still hold as a buyer. You're still in the correction. So this could be a couple things here because if you look, you see you have nice three waves. Nice three waves. You really don't have that look here. You really need that bounce, and like you're missing the structure. The structure doesn't look right, although it went deep enough, and I'm sure you capitulated on this move. You did. So my guess, and look at the daily showing bullish divergence. My guess is probably finished here, and you're in a new 1, 2, and it's going to shake out the weak hands and profit takers that made that easy money off this pump. and so it's good. It could come back and retest this low even. So if it does that, it could be a buy against 20 cents with, again, low risk, high reward. It's almost not fair if that works out, that people held through this whole correction and you can just get in and just get the wave 3 money, and you didn't really have to stand the painful correction. But that's why the market can frustrate people. But this is what I think we're in right now. And if we do break the low, then I would just call this an A, B, C, and then we are looking at this lower box area. But we would have to wipe out divergence even more. The weekly would probably have to come all the way down in that situation. It would probably be a pretty panicky sell-off. You know, you look at this, you could say that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could talk yourself into that's 3, 4, 5. Let's see, 15-minute chart. Shows a little bit of bullish divergence right here. So as I said, it could be a 4, 5 right there. An impulse, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that's the case, it has bottomed. So yeah, I'm leaning towards this count and structure again. But if but you got to keep an idea that if Bitcoin does want to go down where I have it, maybe we do revisit this lower area at 17 cents, and this is a connector for this first push lower. Just like this was a connector, this is a connector. Now you have a connector. And if we look at this in more detail, the 4-hour, you see, we didn't, even this little bit isn't really a connector until we take another push higher. So we may even see, you could even see it spike in 3 waves, just like we talked about in Hive, do something like this, and then fail into that area later. But this is the area I would say accumulation needs to happen. No matter what happens here, this is the area of accumulation right in this area. Okay? Good luck on that. Sofi, AMD. Sofi was one that I've not really nailed very well. So I do admit my mistakes. And I think, I just don't understand the company fundamentally, but it is what it is. We updated our chart. We were calling lower down here because the bottom just looked like crap. And now we said, okay, I capitulated, we'll call bullish. And so we're calling this bullish advance. So now we're in a connector wave off of this A. And more than likely, we're still in the connector wave. And C comes later. That's what I'm thinking. Because usually a C leg doesn't end like that. With all that massive divergence, you see that. So we're still in a connector wave. So I think this still got another pump. SoFi has another pump coming whenever this is done. And looking at it here, you have dub 3, A, B, and then you could have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could do a 1, 2 and come back down and retest 13, retest 1275. It's probably, that's probably the likely path. It's probably the likely path, but it's a connector. So I think you're just going to have to hold through whatever this is, and then you play the C leg. And then I believe when the real bear market comes to the indices, this is going to get annihilated based on the structure. It will have something like this will happen. Financial crisis. It's a financial crisis. And what this chart says is it may not survive. It may not survive. But hey, it's good times. You're playing a connector wave. It could go, use your imagination. God knows, like Palantir, it could go like that. So play the connector wave until you don't need to worry about it. But at some point, the bill comes due, as they say. This will resolve itself, I think, in a big push collapse type situation later. But we don't have to worry about this financial crisis, for a while, I think. But for now, we could play this out and play this pump. But I think you got a bigger pump. Okay, let's keep going with our super chat. AMD, people have lost a lot of money on AMD buying the call buys, the call boys and call girls on earnings, but buy calls, buy call. Like that's why that shit gets you blown up. And again, if you join my channel, we weren't buying call. We were in, you know, we were in no trade on AMD, right? But look what's coming. Look what's coming. That's what I think's coming right here. So is it a trade yet in 5? Um, we have to, let's see. There isn't a really clear target. We're just kind of bleeding lower. I like low 100, high 90s would be nice here, but I can't tell you when exactly it will turn. But it should turn for a massive relief rally. But that rally's going to fail. That rally's going to fail. And we're going to come down here later for the final low. But we got a this big rally's coming. I mean, I'm not interested in buying it because I can't be wrong. And this could be a shallow connector wave, and we could just crash down here. I don't know why that would happen, but it could happen. So I'm just showing a chart. I'm not saying to buy it here, but I'm just saying if you're short, this was our short area, guys. By the way, we had this short on our channel here. We called the short at 173. I would absolutely be covering a lot of that short right here, right now. If I was in that short and you held it all the way down to this point, it's time to take some money off the table because I do think you got a counter trend rally, a multi-month rally coming. But I do think this rally will fail. It fail dramatically with the rest of the down to this area here for the final low. So that's how I think of AMD. And again, we called that. We called AMD, right? We called AMD right here. We weren't call boys and girls. We were just like buy, buy, buy. We knew the sell setup and we got it. And now it's time to take some money off the table from that entry. That's what I think. If you were short here. And again, if you join one day and become a member, you'll have this setup just like you saw here. And you would get this analysis that I'm giving you right now. But this was this was free for people that would listen to me. Okay, AMD, good luck on that. Big super chat. Thanks again, guys, for the big super chat. IVVD. Couple stocks I've never heard about. Couple stocks I've never heard about, which is fine. NASDAQ. Ooh, look at that penny stock pump. What is going on? Right away, it looks like 5 down, and then a counter trend, but that's a big counter trend, right? It's correcting probably a bigger cycle. You see the weekly cycle is wide open now. It's probably going to come up here, so there's probably more upside. I'm just saying there's more upside, but does it go up like vertically? Just no. There'll be like a retrace, right? A retrace of some kind. We have this fractal here. You see how the retrace could come back up to $13. So I think we'll just start tracking it bullish until we get the reversal sign. So we're off the low here. We're off the low here, so what comes next? Look, we tagged exactly. We just lined up those points and then it tagged, and then that's where it found resistance, ironically. So let's see anyway. Looks like a wave 4 that we're pulling out of right now. That's what it looks like. You see your wave 3 extension, pretty obvious here. And now we need 5, right? And then we get a pullback. And that should hopefully be your opportunity to reload. Okay, something like that. It should get one more push higher. Should get one more push higher at least. Not to scale, but you get the idea. That's the ideal setup. And But does that mean, oh, I'm going to short it? I'm going to short it? Heck no, you don't short that, because it could also be, and we've talked about this before, another 1-2, and then it goes even more vertical. So you only want to buy the dip right now in this. You only want to buy the dip. And the first dip was here. Now you missed the dip. It's over. There's no more dip. You missed it. You can't buy it anymore. You had the three-wave dip. There it was. And you go, what do you mean that was the dip? Well, this is the dip, right? It was right there. Right there. Now the dip's over. So now if you want to get long this, you have to hope it dips again and comes down. And if it does, then you have another connector wave and you project a new target, which you can buy. But until then, you just let this wave 5 play out. And then I would expect a pullback and then more highs. All right, AMPX. All right, looks like we've done this one before. Let's take a look at where we're going with it. So we're stuck in a connector. We were hoping this was done, but it's not, right? We did get a little bit off the high. Off that low, but it formed a new connector. So it's just still in the mud. It's in the mud, right? It's in this corrective wave, and because of it, we have to still be in the B wave, right? So we're still in this consolidation pattern, and it looks like to me. Let's take a look. Let's take another look at it. Let's see here. Yeah, it's probably, if I put A there and I have an A, B, C, D, E. No, that won't work. Again, it's a big mess. Corrective mess. But you see you're coming out now. So that's the bottom of whatever that was. I'm not going to label it because there's probably a lot of ways to label. I'll waste a lot of time, but it looks like to me you've got. I'll just do it like this. It looks like an A, B, C, and this is some kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. I could spend 15 minutes trying to label it. I won't do that, but that's where the B is, and so now we should be building off the high here. In a 1-2, 1-2 setup, which is what you got here, and now you're getting hopefully acceleration and extension soon. Taking this peak out at 420 would really get it going again. But if this were to fail, then it's going to take a whole new swing lower, and that would be 245. You would be looking at 245 now, down in this area. So again, I want to see a breakout bullish. I believe it will, but you have to keep in mind it could be a connector wave as it plays out and come back down and make another low. Good luck on that. Vuzi is another stock that is kind of trying to build off its low here. Let's take a look at where we are in the cycle. So it looks like we finished that wave 1 here somewhere, and we're in a flat. Just like we saw here, this big ass flat. So we're in another flat. Let's just make sure we have our impulse off the low properly labeled here. So you have 1, 2. So you have 3 up. Let's go to the 45-minute. 1 cycle, 2 cycles. So 3. It's a 4. It's a 4 wave, so it's only 3 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3. It could be this. Okay, I'm going to show this, and then a nasty pullback again, right, like that, and then we come out. Or it could be like I had earlier, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then it's about to moon. It's about to moon. Like that. So it's 50-50. We're right at the buy area of this wave too, like right now on our channel. So this would be where you would buy it if you believed in this chart right here. But you got to understand, you could get the wave 5. You could get the wave 5, and if I'm going to say this, if you get the wave 5, it's going to come crashing back down. So I would be, again, you're going to have to do proper risk management, proper, trade it. You have to be a good trader, not just a good symbol picker, right? You got to know how to trade, like your position size and all that good stuff, and your stop loss and all that. And if you do that, you'll be okay doing whatever you're going to do here. But if you don't do that, you could blow up as it finishes wave five, and then pulls back. So you have to decide what you want to do. You'll decide, but there it is. And there's your hammer, right? So hopefully you'll get some confirmation in the next 45 minutes of the reversal, and then we can push out in either wave five to 470, and then big dump back down here, or it's gone. It's too late. You missed it. You missed the dip, and again, I had it here. Right? The market was frustrating people here, but we had the dip here. It just went deeper than we thought. But eventually the market proved to be too powerful for the bears to push it any lower. And now they're losing control slowly. The bears are losing control of this tickers. But that's fine. Let's just kind of hang in there. All right, Michael, big super chat. Thanks again. And again, let me see where I got my comments here. I'll try. Hopefully, those symbols pop up. If they don't, I can't do them. Sometimes these exchanges and weird symbols, they don't come up everywhere. But I'll try. Okay, there he is. We got this one. So we'll do that. Here, Puma. We've never charted it. Nike's in the shitter, right? Nike's in the shitter. This is in the shitter too. This is a connector and it's trying to finish, but this is probably some kind of triangle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's probably your connector right there. Let's just look at the RSI. You see, it's trying to get that final capitulation. So I think it's close to the end of its move. It'd be nice to get the monthly to come down here. So it's close. It's close. It is in the area that it could reverse, but I don't like to buy it here. I just look at this as let me just look at this one more time. Yeah, some kind of 1, 2. Some kind of W, and then this is some kind of something like that, finishing up. There's your Y. So complex correction. So a lot of support coming up right here. I mean, this will act as support. It almost, I can't guarantee it, but this will be support. Look, this was massive resistance. This will get tested. You should get a reaction higher off of this. Now it could fail. It could fail. And look, you're right on it. So is this a good area to start a short position? Hell no. Hell no. Is this a speculative long area? Yeah, speculative, because you don't really have a good area to define your risk. But good luck on that. But that's how I look at this one, Puma. Good luck on Puma. Xterra or Xterra. Xterra. Oh, I'm sorry, SAP. My bad. That's the exchange. Again, I'm not familiar with the German SAP on SE on Xterra. I guess that's it. I would assume, or this one. Yeah, that one. Okay. All right. Going parabolic. Again, if I was just showing my my 9-year-old this chart, what would I say? Should I be buying or should I be selling? Should I be going in with my whole stack right here, right? Should I be going in with my whole stack right here on a chart that looks like this? Hell no. Hell no. I mean, look at that, guys. I mean, what's it gonna do? Is it gonna go like that? Like go back on itself? I mean, it just can't keep it up. The mathematics won't allow this to happen. So this is a red alert. This is a very dangerous chart. If you're long or you're a big long-term investor, don't be a greedy bastard. It's time to sell something, right? It's time to sell something here. You did it. The house won. I mean, oh, sorry, the house didn't win. You won. The casino lost. You won. The house lost. So take your profit before they take it back on you. Um, Now let's take a look at what we've got going on. So let's see what we've got. So weekly time frame. It's trying to raise divergence for that extension. You see that? So right now, that's a massive fifth right there. That whole thing is a massive wave 5 right here. From 165 to 270. And what we know about wave 5s is you lose the whole wave 5 in the correction. So that's why it's so dangerous here. But if the bulls have a chance, the bulls can just push it a little bit higher and take that divergence out. It changes things a little bit. And it will get even more crazy than before you get the dramatic pullback. So that's why you can't short it. So my take on the count overall, just looking at it right now, how I have to label it. Again, just looking at the chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then within this wave, you're in 5. And that's how I probably see the count as of now. But that can change very quickly if the market can reverse. If the market can reverse, then if the market can accelerate higher, then you don't need to worry about that. Let me see here. Now, one thing is we don't want wave 3 to be the shortest wave. So if you look at that, that may negate this bearish view. It's about 60 points. It's close. I don't have time to do the calculator, but basically, if this is shorter than this wave, then it's probably likely to continue to extend, and then you'll get more upside before you get the reversal. So I think we should just assume that's the case, given the look of it for right now, and something like that. So we'll just go with this chart for now. You know that you usually lose the fifth wave, right? Wherever the fifth wave is here, if this will extend, but you could also lose this entire fifth wave. That would be a market crash, right? But we don't expect that. So more than likely, this wave 5 will extend after a big pullback as it comes out, give more divergence at the top to play out a top-end pattern. Let's look at the weekly. You're just about to take out that weekly divergence. You haven't done it yet. You still have divergence, and this is why we call this wave 3. But if we push higher, then even this could become a 1-2 here. And then it could really continue to grind higher, and get, like I said, get even more crazy, as it becomes a 1-2, 1-2, and then it pulls back, and then it comes out. So we'll look to buy that final blow off if this. So my strategy on SAP would be this: let this play out, see what it turns into. If it accelerates higher, erases divergence, let the cycle finish out. We know what it should do mid-year. This will pull back, and we'll want to buy the dip for basically a blow off top, even more crazy than this. And then that's what we'll play, and we'll keep an eye on that. But chasing it here is dangerous because of those things I showed you earlier. But I'm just showing you what I think is a likely count. All right, bear. We've looked at that before. BAYN, I believe. I thought we've looked at this one before. Maybe not. Not been doing well. essentially been in a bear market. That looks like 5. There's your connector, and now you need another 5 down. Let's see here. Maybe, yeah, I think, well, that looks like 3 waves, so probably your connector's in this. So we'll have to call it a WXY correction. And then we're coming down. And now you have 1, 2. So now you have a 1, 2. See, this little bit ruined the bottom. You haven't taken this peak out. It probably will have a bigger relief rally. It's due. Could this be 5 down? I think that's what we'll have to label it. We'll label it like that because it doesn't. It's going to have a bigger relief rally soon. It's going to have a big. Yeah, it's going to have a bigger relief rally soon. So it's just an impulse down. That will have a relief rally, and then you'll have to decide, you know, where you want to leave it. If you look, you see it's already starting to turn higher. It's already starting its turn. It's close, but not there yet, but it's close. It's a very speculative long position to start to buy it here, especially with the structure being impulsive to the downside. But it does look like you have 5 waves. With 5 waves, you need 3 waves back up. That's typically what you see. It actually looks like you maybe have 1 more down. Again, if I just look at the labeling real quick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, and then you come down 1 more time. Again, could I be off by a swing? Sure, it's possible, but I think that's what you get. And then when you're at this point, it's tough to say. You'll either get a whole nother leg down, or it will come down like this and then come up like that. You know, so that's what I would expect with this one. All right, good luck. Mike C. Let's see, BYDDF. Again, another one of these symbols I don't recognize. I know the company, but I don't think we've charted the symbol. You know, it seems like a 5-wave look to it. A lot of bearish divergence. There's your peak in wave 3 of 3. So it looks like to me the good times are coming to an end soon. You also got divergence here shaping up. This could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, we could be at the very end of the cycle, very end of this cycle here. And then 1, 2. Something like that. Something like that, maybe. This is ended diagonal, ABC, 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 ABC right there. ABC could be over right here. Yeah, could. So we don't know. We don't know. Now this still may need another 3 waves. Like it's kind of quick, so it may still do something like that and end that way. So I think it's 50-50 if it's something like this, or it's already going to end. You know, can it erase? It always can erase divergence, but it's got a lot to do. It's got a lot to take this peak out. So it's definitely in a wave 5, and then you should get a really big pullback back down to this $20 area some point in the future, and then investors can come back in somewhere down in this area later as this plays out. Okay. CLF, Cleveland Cliffs, been kind of a little bit erratic, a little bit tariff confusion, you know, investors trying to trade the tariff news. So we had the buy alert here, played out 5 waves. It looks like it took us a flat correction, and now it's trying to come out of that. So, you know, flats, a lot of people lose their position in flats. They give up their position because they get scared. And that was just a flat, and now it's gone and broken the high. So I believe it's pretty clear where it wants to head, higher. And it looks like to me, again, could be in another flat, and we'll drop him back to $10 and give you guys another chance to get in, potentially right here, or it's finishing up. It already, you know, finishing up a shallow flat. So I think this is kind of the count. Cleveland Cliffs pretty easy. has to hold this low. If it does, should be upside. And this could be a major historic low for the stock that we'll look back on in years and wonder why no one bought it. But remember, I call DraftKings at the lows. I've called Palantir at $8 when no one cared about Palantir. I called all these stocks, Robinhood, single digit. Guys, so here's another one. I'm not saying it could be, but you're listening to an update where this could be a major low for this company that they'll never see again. That'll just keep building higher highs. So, but anyway, good luck on that. Indo, I don't like trading any energy stocks until oil finds a low, and oil is not at a low. But I mean, people want to speculate in Indo. That's fine. But Indo is going to drive you crazy as oil plays out. I'm still looking for something like this, but you know, this is a no trade area. Okay, I want to make it clear right now. No trade. You should not be trading Indo. No one should be trading Indo right here. It's not tradable. It's a congested area. I can label this 7 different ways, 5 different ways. It's a messy area. The way to trade this, if you wanted to trade it, is to buy it at support. Clearly, it's here, and then hold, and just be patient. And one day you wake up, you get something like this or something like that, and then you could take some profit or take all your profit. That's how you play it. Here is a guess. So I'm going to show you what I think is going to happen, but I think it's dependent on the oil market, and then we'll have to wait and see how that goes. So that if you look at the oil market, guys, the oil market, well, how's the market doing? Yeah, kind of ugly today. Oil market. Oh no. What if this is the count? Uh-oh. You know, that that's the final, you know, and 56 should be our area. So be careful. Energy, be careful, guys. Be careful if you're FOMO'd into energy. Remember, Trump wants energy prices lower, and who knows what he's doing behind the scenes to make that happen. And the hundreds of executive orders, have you read through them? Who knows what it's done fundamentally to change the picture in energy, and no one's got to that news yet. So just saying, the price is dropping. Okay, so just keep an eye on that. All right, LAC. Let's see here, LAC. Lithium stock. I don't like anything lithium or green or EV related, and this was our chart, and it's got one more low according to this chart, and it should be in the 3 of 5, which should be a bigger sell-off at any moment. But long-term investors, this is the time to start accumulating it, but it's going to probably go lower. But again, we can't be wrong. Sometimes we've seen this correct early. And then if we can do that and break up a little bit harder with more momentum higher, then it's over. It's done. So, but I still have one more low on that. Okay, Dylan, MDY, here. Some mid-cap trust, kind of like an ETF of some kind. All right. Again, like most of the stock market, it's very similar, but sometimes we find some differences that give us clues. Maybe this one could do that. Again, we don't. You see, the wave 3 peak doesn't exist. That's the moon boy count, right? The moon boy count says that's why we're actually in like a 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay, because we haven't taken this peak out. You know, there's a lot of ways. Now this is also kind of the wave 3 area, right? So I'll show you 2 labels, but either way, this cycle right there from October, well, I guess here it's yeah, October 22, is going to pull back. So that's the moment of truth. So basically, when this cycle ends, and it should end this year, you're going to get a pullback. And then of course you'll get a bounce, and then you'll either get another pullback, right, and you just keep going, or it's going to get moon boy, or you're going to get moon boy. You're going to get moon boy. Okay, but this pullback is viable, but you have to be careful, because if you get this, This drop will be like nasty if this is the count, if it's something like this. Okay? And then some people even think it's like that. That would be this, so this scenario right here, this would be your count, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Coming off the high. Of course we have more upside. By the way, we have more upside. Right? See, you don't have a 4 and a 5 yet. So let me show you that, right? You see you don't have a four and a 5. You don't have a 4 and a 5. We need this 4. So that 4 is like the sell-off people have been talking about and chattering about on the internet lately. But then you get a 5. We should do that. We should do something like this, and then peak, and then we get this bigger pullback like this, and we should do something like that. That's how it should play out. Okay. Now, if I look at this count here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I could do that, and we could be in the 4 already in the mid caps. It's possible. If that's the case, we drop, but I'd be looking for another high, of course. And maybe look at that candle, bearish engulfing. I almost think that's probably the right count. Let's look at some of the look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this ETF's a little different than the indices. Bearish divergence. So yeah, we have to label that 3 is done. So this could be a bigger pullback. So we could see a dip buy opportunity show up in this sector, this ETF at 538. 538 here, right here. So there's a dip buy opportunity to play this wave 5. And if and then later this year we get this bigger drop, and then either this or you're gonna get Momboy. You're gonna get Momboy. Now there's also this drop, and then you could get another high like this, and then drop later. So there's a lot of possibilities what happens in the further outer time frames. But I think for right now, the only thing to worry about is I think this is kind of the chart I'd be looking at. This leg, I wouldn't worry about whether is this wave 3 or this wave 1 or 2. I wouldn't worry about that. I would just be looking and focusing on this cycle. This cycle only, right here. This cycle. I would only be focused on that cycle and playing that cycle, and then we'll know soon enough if this is a 4 or this is another 1. We'll know soon enough. But I think this is kind of what I'm seeing. This is kind of what I'm seeing play out. All right, good luck on your mid cap portfolio, and like I said, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Something like this. Okay. And I do believe when this plays out here, could be like a flash crash. It could even be a one-day event, 87 style. And again, it didn't happen at the peak. What I mean by that is you'll get an A wave, the B, and then the C. The C would be the 87 style one-day event, but you'll get like a dramatic. You'll be off the highs, and then you'll just like there'll be nothing left in behind. So this is the dip buy. Do I buy it here? It's a no trade area. It's a no trade area. If you're unless you want to buy it and have your stop at 575, I mean you could try to do that, and then play the hot upside, the counter trend. But I don't advise doing that because it seems like this is going to be a higher degree sell off. Looking at it, if we do break 602.52 here, then you have to say the wave 4 is in, and we're pushing higher. Okay. So this looks like it's coming down to break the low. But what's interesting is the SPY should hold this low at 573. So it's different, right? It's a different ETF, but it's kind of like, different. So maybe the better long opportunity is SPY, and the better like don't trade is what I just showed. Okay. SPGI, we can go to that here. S&P Global. Looks like that chart's just working out just like we have expected. There's your wave 4. Now you're in your wave 5. It still should grind higher though, right? But look at this wave 4 right here. This 4 is this degree. Look how long this took, months. This will take months as well whenever it's finished. That's the top of the market. So that's what's coming. Guys, this year, this is the most, again, I can't guarantee the future. I'm not a fortune teller. I can't, change the future. But the odds are this year you're getting a dramatic pullback in the market similar to what you saw here. Similar, like similar. Now, it may not be choppy and overwaved. I think it's going to be more of a vertical, straight down nature. Crash correction. This took time and complexity. I think this will be simple, quick, and to the point when it happens. That's what I think. So for right now, I think I just label it like almost like the SPY. Like it looks like a 1-2-1-2 setup here, going into wave 5. And perhaps you got to pull back here and you're coming out. Something like that. All right. And then a big pullback, probably back down to this area. Losing this whole wave. Good luck. AMC, yeah, let's go to AMC, man. AMC here. Let's see here. Didn't see a 5. Yeah. I don't know. Some people say that they're super chats. I think there's currency conversions and all this shit going on, and just whatever. It's close enough. Everybody figures it out, and we I don't get too bent up shape about it. But let's see, technology, AMC. So AMC, I'm looking for not necessarily a price level, but I'm looking for a capitulation, a sign that people have heavy selling. It's taken place. People have given up. That's what I'm looking for. So we have continued to predict it's this little bit here. 1, 2, 3. Let me just take a step back. Yeah, that's our connector. Should have one more leg lower. One more leg lower. So Y. There's your shallow connector and Y. So it should have one more leg lower. It could be done. It could be up a little bit more, but I'm looking for that capitulation. Boom, taking out this low, of course, and taking out all that. I'm looking for that capitulation. It's coming. People will give up and abandon it soon, and it'll be hopelessness. I don't care so much whether this level holds or not, given the structure, because it could be a big ABC or WXY, so we don't really care about that anymore. But we do want to see this end. UVIX. Okay, UVIX is always tricky to chart, but for some reason we've been able to do it pretty well on our channel. UVIX predicts that there could be more market upside coming if this chart plays out. Again, just to show my new viewers and people that may want to subscribe, guys, we called the UVIX pump, this pump. We called that. You can go back and watch my videos. People were asking me what was going on, and what did we say? We broke this high here. We had the reversal signal as soon as we pulled back. This was a long play. Now, we knew once the VIX broke out of that wedge, it was going to go vertical, and it did. So we called this. No one you follow knew this was going to happen. The VIX would go to $60, $60. No one knew that, but Elliott Wave Sage knew that. If you follow me and subscribe to me, you would have known this was coming. And we predicted exactly about where it would end. Now look what I'm saying is about to happen soon. Tick tock, tick tock. Oh shit. Yeah, no one's predicting that. But this is a mess. This VIX, because you're in connector waves, and it's so tough. So that's why I don't like trading it yet. I'm hoping we get a better, clearer sign of a reversal. One would be breaking out of this wedge. There's this consolidation that we're seeing coming to an apex very soon. And there's other people I follow that chart this in a slightly different way, but basically saying the same thing. They're saying like February 17th is some magic date. Maybe that's when we break out of this, and then it's like, oh, boom, and it's like that. Like, I don't know if it's going to work like magic like that, but I have it labeled this way, but you guys have to decide what you want to do. Do what's best for you. I still think it's something like this. Okay, this allows the market to do this. Okay, that's what that allows. If that doesn't happen, then this is wrong. Then we've already topped in 5, and then this is a flat, and it's going to be a massive crash that no one's going to expect. So that's why if you're long, you need to stop out at 590 because that's the other alternative. I don't prefer that look, but you can't rule it out. And I think the first warning sign of that would be the UVIX breaking out of this wedge quietly, maybe even pulling back. Once you see that, I'll definitely be a lot more concerned about where my long positions are in the market. But we're running out of time. The bulls are losing control of the VIX a little bit here, but I don't know what kind of news is going to push this down like that and push the market up in this wave 3. But something really nice, exciting, I guess will happen to get the market going again. I'm not sure what it would be, but something exciting should happen soon. Okay, good luck on that. UVIX, crisp, yeah, crisper. I don't remember what that one looks like off the top of my head. Let's see what we got going on here. Looking for 2447. It's probably moving in 3 waves. 1, 2. So we'll have to change this connector up a little bit to make it a WXY, to make it just kind of fit properly. The target still doesn't change. It's just the structure changes slightly. Something like that. So I'm looking for this area here. Now, we could still be in X, possibly bounce back up, but I don't think that can happen. Look at all this resistance, right? Support is now resistance. So yeah, maybe it will back test that neckline, and maybe it's already did that here and it's going to reject it. So my guess is it's got more downside. There's your 3-wave move down here. Something like that. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, good luck on CRISPR. Let's keep going. Okay, BidX, you missed my super chat from last time. Sorry about that, Mike. Okay. Again, none of crypto is looking bullish to me. Okay, I'm just telling you. I think crypto is a no trade area. So I have to be. Again, I told everybody this when I started my channel. This is a no trade area. You have to like go trade other things besides crypto. Now, if you're in other positions, you could hold them. That's what I'm doing. You have to just hold through this noise. But if you're just so like you have to trade it, you have no choice. I'm going to give you my chart, but I got to tell you that you're in connector waves. There's a lot of possibilities, so you'll have to do what's best for you based on what I say. But to me, it's a no trade area. BITX, I still like it at $39, $23, $40, and it looks like it's just slowly bleeding down. 1, 2, 3. There's a 3, there's a 3, and we need another push down. Maybe we don't get down this far, but again, it's showing like it needs another push lower, at least one more. I don't want to trade it here. But what if it goes up? Well, then it's just another connector, and 3 and 3 and 3, and then it will fail later. So that's why I'm saying I'm just showing you what I think's going to happen. But I think you have to be open to a wild erratic action in crypto until you get that real capitulation move. Eventually will come, but I think you're going to have to endure some erratic price action. Again, we're in this something like that. So I'll label it like that. Good luck on that, BidX. MicroStrategy, again, MicroStrategy is one that is... we had a potential short area here. It looks like you've got another connector. Again, very erratic. Could be a big connector here, and we get two way later in the year. So I don't like to trade MicroStrategy at all unless you're trying to trade against some of these pivots. But looking at it, too much divergence. I see three waves here. I see three waves there, but with divergence. I mean, this could be so many things right here. It could be another WXY, and then you get like an ABC like that, and then you get another ABC like this, and then the correction could finish. Like there's so many, you see what I'm saying? So I think I can't label it. I think right now the way to trade MicroStrategy is you short below 403 and he pops up into this 380 area, but as long as you're below 403, and you can buy any dips at 300 as long as you're above 285 and it's range bound. It's really range bound trading in here. And then once you get a break below, either below this level or this level, if you break above this, it's going to be game set. It's going moon boy. And if you break below this, it's going to be just catastrophic. So I think here you just trade the ranges until the market decides what to do. Right here, I wouldn't touch it. Okay. GSOL is again. We'll look at it here. It looks like it's just broke the low there. Let's look at our RSI. We have some bullish divergence here. So again, it's in a some kind of connector wave. All this, and it could even be something like this. Even it can even do something like this, where it's again 3 waves up, and do that. Break this low, stop everyone out, and then rip higher. But I think the way I like looking at it is 5 down from here. Now that we broke the low, I think the best way to look at it is I think you need a bigger rally, because when I look at Solana itself, let me see how it's doing. And it's hard to see this but basically, if Solana breaks 186, it's going lower, right? It's going to go lower, and then GSOL is going to get annihilated more than likely. So I think GSOL is just one of those ones where you're really playing a bet that the crypto market is going to go higher in Solana, and I think again it has to hold 17, and if it doesn't do that, it's going to take a whole nother leg lower, and it's going to go back to these lower areas down here. So I think it's just you don't want to risk a lot. You don't want to risk too much in this trade. I think the best thing to do is still stay long, but know that you need to understand if this low breaks, it's over. But this doesn't look like it's going to bottom anytime soon with all this divergence here at this low. Like this doesn't look good. Like from that perspective, I'm just not seeing that. And what I'm seeing is more a connector wave that let me go back to the weekly. Yeah, just looking at it here, is really just seeing a connector wave trying to figure itself out. Why don't I do something like this? I think the best way for me to label it, I think, would still be to call the low in there. I'm still going to say that low will hold, and then just say we're off of this low, and we're still in wave 2. I still think it's that, and then I still think that this will need a dramatic drop, but hopefully respect the low. If it doesn't respect the low, then I would be looking for a connector wave that does something like this, like that, and then I would be looking for that to tag like 885 potentially on that B, somewhere there. So I think there's 2 possibilities, and I think we'll know very soon which one it's going to be. So good luck. You'll have to decide how you want to play that. LTCN is, let's see how that's doing. Again, I'm still want to see it at $6. It's bleeding out premium. You have to remember what I've talked about with this ETF. The premium will when an ETF is approved overnight, there'll be no more reason to have a premium because people won't buy it. And if they convert LTCN to an ETF, they would have to reset it back. So I think investors are susceptible to losing a lot of money overnight as the premium resets back to 1-to-1. So that would do that because I think LTCN in this area would basically be no premium. It would be 1-to-1. I think that's where it's headed. So I think this, yeah, the coin could be bullish, but I think the premium is bleeding down to get to 1-to-1 premium. And if you don't know what I mean by that, you shouldn't trade this stock. All right, but I think this is what I'm looking for, or it could be a 1-2-1-2, but I'm looking for this push in wave 5 here to play out. If we bounce sooner than that, then we'll have to start looking at this as like a 1-2, 1-2, 3, 4. I'm sorry, 1-2, 3, 4, 5 in an ABC, and it will just come down later. Something like that. So, but I would be looking for more downside in this. I'm looking for more downside. And in fact, I would short it now if it were to bounce. So, oh my God, I'm saying short something like because I look at the structure and I look at the low that broke, and I'll show that in a minute. But like if it came back up to $12 or $13, that's a good short opportunity to play this down. And then this would be 1-2, and then you'll play that wave 3 down. And the reason is we broke this low already. We already broke that low. Now that we broke that low, I think it's likely that we'll end up down here soon in LTCN. But like I said, Litecoin could be completely different. The coin can be completely different than what I just said, because the coin trades on its own, and it doesn't have premium. There is no premium. You pay the price. And guess what? We missed the buy by 20 cents. So we had it again. You could have put a limit buy in, and again, I'm speaking to all my followers right here, and I mentioned this could have been a higher degree correction, just like I showed here. And I said this is where it would bounce, and it bounced. And now, yeah, it looks pretty bullish. It looks like Dogecoin off the low. It looks like to me you've got 5 waves, and you're going to pull back. So where's a second chance buy opportunity emerging right here? It does look bullish. So to answer your question, the coin looks bullish, but that ETF does not look bullish. Grayscale. So that's, I don't know. Take that for what it's worth. Something like that. So that's what I'm seeing in LTCN, and if it does break this, then it's going to be in it's gonna take another leg lower. It's gonna come back to this $50 area. It's gonna retest this low. So I still would play it this way, but if you bought it here, you need to really put your stop loss at this low, because if you break this low, you're still within this correction. If the bounce, even though it was strong, it wasn't long enough, which means you'll take another leg lower, and you may even come back to this lower area here, or perhaps retest the low. But we did get the buy. So if you had the buy in, you should be taking some profit now. If you bought it here, like I showed, you need to be taking some profit in case you drop and break this low. You have something, you leave the casino with some money. Okay? But if you bought it here and you break this low and you left money with the casino, you're happy. You're not upset about anything I'm showing you. And that's how the trade versus just picking symbols. A lot of guys on the internet can pick symbols, but they don't know how to trade either. But even if you know how to trade, you still got to understand the levels. So you have to do both. That's why following me is a good idea. Okay, Nvidia. I'm making sure I don't miss any more of your questions. Nvidia is not something I'm interested in now. What if it goes higher? Okay, what if it goes higher? Well, then this four is done here, and then we're in the final high of the grand super cycle. So do I see that possibility? I don't think so. I'll be honest with you. I don't think so. This looks like a flat and two, and it looks like it could be vulnerable to a reversal at 132, 134. So I'll put that here. I guess there's a gap here. Maybe that gap will close and then reverse again. But good luck on that. Good luck on that. You know, you could try to short it here. You could try in this area as long as you covered at 150. But you know, we'll have to look at the RSIs as we get closer to this area to really know for sure where we end up. But it could reverse sooner. It could drop at any moment. So don't think it's going to go up here. I'm just saying this would be a nice area to get interested in short positions right around here. And isn't that like the resistance area right there, right? It's a perfect back test. We haven't really back tested it, so maybe that's the back test. Even and maybe you fill the gap and then boom, you fall back in it. So I don't know, something like that. I'm just throwing you some ideas out there. But you know, I look at Nvidia and I just see a top-end process in the next several years. There's money to be made, you know, that's for sure. And I do think this high will get taken out, by the way. So I'm not that bearish, but I do think there's a drop. I'd like it at $80. I would like to buy a piece of it at the wave 4 low, this cluster right here, if it could do it. But right here, I'm not really interested in even trading it. Okay, CGC. Let's go to CGC. Whoops. Sorry about that. I don't know what that did that for some reason. CGC, canopy growth. So we were expecting that big pump. Now remember, don't mix up Tilray with canopy growth. It's different stocks, different fractals. So everyone, my Tilray analysis is a little different than this. So I think you know what we want to see is a reversal off of this impulse right here, right? A sign of a real reversal. We definitely got that. And you got the daily breakout. So it looks like you do got that B wave in. So it looks like you got a good reversal in CGC. I don't know if Tilray shows the same type of reversal, but anyway, it is what it is. And I mean, to you, I mean, it looks like 5 waves to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that looks like 5 down here though. So yeah, that's a beautiful impulse. It's got textbook divergence at the top. So this though looks like 5. So this could do something like this. Take a long time. So something like that, but then eventually you come out. So I think if you buy it, you're buying it against this low at 187, and then you're going to have to play the long game and hold it. You break this low, that's pretty bad because this little pump this would be an ABC. This would be like a connector. It would have corrected this whole leg, and essentially be like a massive bear breakdown. It would be a very bearish breakdown. So we really need this low to hold here. If not, this is a connector here. That for this whole thing that I showed you, which would mean that would be 1, 2, and then you'll get 3, 4, 5, and then it'll be going to the penny stock area for sure. So I think it's more of a bullish. I'll be leaning this way if I was trading it, but good luck on that. All right. All right, I'll go through that. Sorry about that. I'll look at this Lufthansa. I thought I did that one, but maybe I missed it. But that's fine. Because it sounded familiar to me. But I thought I did it. I thought I did it. Yeah. Well, anyway, this is what I'm looking for. ABC, a 1, 2, we're ready for the big breakout. And look, 585. So I'm pretty sure I did this on the live stream. You may have to go back and read it because I didn't, you know, I'm not looking at this on my own. Like this, I think the reason this chart is done is I did it for somebody. Maybe it wasn't you, and I apologize, but this is where it's going. This is what I have. And it looks like to me You're going to have the destroy bear bull chart and then rug pull later. And today is a sign that that's happening. Okay, good luck on that. MIGI, how's that doing? So MIGI again, it's could it still be in a connector finished there? Let's see. It's trying to pull back. Yeah, that looks, see how the 4 hour still has more upside. The daily way oversold, it needs a retrace. So yeah, I think it's still, I'm still going to go with this chart. And if that's the chart, it's ready for a pump of some kind. But I don't know I don't know where it's going to go. I think to me to say that it's going to continue to just crash, it doesn't seem to support that view with the daily cycle down where it is and the 4 hour cycle already turned. So I think it's got a pump coming. And then we'll have to reassess, are we in Y or are we still in X just chopping around? So I think the way to trade this is not worry about this label, whether it's Y. I think if I'm a short-term trader, I'm looking for a long position to trade this, and perhaps just put your stop loss at this low right there, and just see very low risk, high reward setup. If that's the case, that's probably what I would do if I was trading it. If again, if I was interested in trading it, I would do something like that and just play this three-wave move, and then see what happens. It could be something like this. It could be bigger. We don't know, but I think that's how I see this. As long as that low can hold. So good luck. GameStop did extend that flat correction we were keeping an eye on. So that was something we needed to keep an eye on, right? GameStop pushed down low in that flat. So let me find it for us. GME. So yeah, so we have this flat. These flats are the trader's worst nightmare. Fundamental investors' worst, it causes the most fundamental investor confusion because they don't know what's going on. But I think that's what you got. So you got some wave three action that has to play out more. You just broke down. You could backtest an even drop. Um, we can use the stochastics to guide us, but as you can see, this has got more downside on the weekly. The daily is starting to show some bullish divergence here, but I think the RSI will still grind down. You may see some bullish divergence on the RSI here as it starts to build higher highs. But I think it could be this. So maybe it won't. Maybe optimistically it won't extend much further. If that is finished and we do something like this, that means a lot of the downside could be over already. Perhaps that's the count. But the right area to target would be right around this, right around 23. I'll just draw this box right around there. That's probably around the right area to see it hopefully take a turn higher. Okay. Um, Elf, yeah, Elf had a big meltdown. Elf had a big meltdown, and I want to say someone had asked me about that a long time ago. Yeah, so Elf is actually in a pretty big area of accumulation, but I mean, if you happen to buy it at 100, you're not happy, right? But look where it's come from. So again, if you're just shorting it now, you're probably not doing it right. And looking at this, let's see here, erase divergence. That's scary. What if this is a connector for the whole correction? Well, let's see. No, not really. Okay, so let's look at what leg we're in. We are in. We got one leg, two. So we're still in this leg, potentially this leg. So we could still be in C. We could still be in C. And if we're still in C, we're looking at a wave 3. I don't think that's going to happen. So because that would be more selling pressure. I just, unless you believe the company's going to collapse. I mean, I won't call for that. I think looking at this again, I just want to take another look at the corrective structure. I think what I'll do is we'll call it a flat. We're going to call it a flat. And I'm going to look at the other RSIs. I think we're going to call it like this. I think this low probably will hold at 61. So this could be a great, if you're a long-term investor, to get in on it and just stop out at 62. And you could have like a massive opportunity. If you believe in the company, this would be the time to stick your neck out. But I mean, look at that capitulation too, right here. Okay, so let's look daily. Okay, weekly. I don't like that cycle, that weekly cycle. That's kind of scary right there. But the monthly is turning up. That's the sign that this is over. So maybe it does something. So it could do this and surprise us, but it also, we have to respect the bigger connector. Okay. So we've seen on our channel multiple times where the low breaks and then we keep going higher. So we have to also respect this count. Something like that. And then 2 comes later. Much later, years later. So I think you could maybe see something like this. And if we see something like that, the buy at B would be, again, we would have to break this low. It would be at $55, like 50 bucks, somewhere around there. And then it will do a face ripper out, connector wave, new bull market, and then some point in the future it has another catastrophe where this low would break again, and then we find the final low. But I think that's kind of what I'm thinking right now, because I look, the weekly is overbought, but the monthly isn't. So the monthly doesn't support a view that is just going to do that, but the weekly supports a view that it could still go lower, but the monthly is coming to the rescue because too many. I mean, this is too oversold on a longer term. It needs a bigger relief rally. Too many people are short right now, and they're going to need to take profit. They're going to have to cover, and that's what this represents. All right, good luck on that. Okay, Dr. Robert, let's go through some of your questions here. RV PH, a pharmaceutical company. All right, that low held. That's interesting. Now, but that only looks like 3 waves to me. But we'll look at the weekly. Yeah, see no divergence there. So it was a corrective bounce, which is fine. It's a go to 0 chart. Those are typical. So now you have, it looks like 3 down here, right? And now you have 3 up. So it's moving. So this stock moves in 3 wave increments. Okay, so that's the personality of the stock. Okay, it moves in 3 waves, right? Like that. It moves something like that, right? And then it moves something like this. So the question is, what does it do from here? If you kind of just look, this looks like one leg of the next of a leg similar to this, and we held the low. So my guess, again, this is what I'm thinking would probably happen. We'll get something like this and like something like that, and then who knows? I mean, so let's look at this. Let's look at this this wave here, and you have 3 down, and you're coming off this low, and you see you have daily crossover, the weekly cycle. You know, maybe can't really read much into the weekly cycle here. The monthly turning up. See, the monthly will support that Y view. So the daily is supporting more selling in X, but again, I think it goes higher. So I think this could be a couple possibilities, and it's kind of a mess. So, but looks like 5 waves down here. So if this is A, B, this could be B. We could get B and we could get C like that. We could do something like that, or it could already be in B, and we get C soon, like that. So it's a couple possibilities. Looking at this, it looks like we have to go to the 45-minute. Yeah, some kind of 5-wave move here. So this is probably again some kind of A, B, C. And you haven't broken that cycle. So tough to say where it's going to go. I think it needs more upside personally, but I think it will correct back down later. So I think it's something like that, and then the upside potential. So it could hit $2.50 here, something like that potentially, as that finishes. So you'll have to decide how you want to play it. I could label this so many different ways, but because that's 5 down, I can't really put the X here. I really need another swing down to do a proper labeling using my system. But you'll have to decide. But I think in the future it will be higher for at least one more high, and then after that, who knows? ALGS, another one of these. Pharma plays, go to zero type, but what we do is we go off the low, and we just label it bullish off the low until if we get signs that it's different. It looks like a 1-2 here, 3, 4, 5, and it looks like some kind of flat. Let's see here. So that maybe that's the 3, 4 here. So it's a big extended fifth wave. So those usually get wiped out, the extended fifths. But actually, I'm not going to label that way. No, that's a wave 1. So that's a wave 1. So because that's wave 1, I bet you have wave 3 still to come that will take that out. In those that followed me on other stocks, we used kind of the same analysis to predict that. That's a pretty good capitulation right there. Let's see. See how we didn't finish with an impulse? We finished 3 waves down. So maybe this is an end in diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this would be the bottom. So more than likely you're trying to build off this low. So I think you're trying to build off this low. And as long as this low holds, it should try to build a new cycle higher. Something like that. All right, good luck on that. All right, the next one is Mobileye. Mobileye tried to hit our dip buy area, then we got stopped out. So we kind of stopped out there if you were trying to buy it, because now that you made a lower low. But now what it's going to do is turn into a connector wave to do the destroy bear bull connector, which we see this all the time in the market. So I believe so it did react. But you broke that low. So now this could be a couple possibilities we have to be careful of if you're trading it. We could already be finished the connector here, but that doesn't look like 5 off the low. So my guess is you're still in the connector wave. So you're still going to come off this, and this looks like it's like a 1-2. Something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now you're coming off of that. But now that we broke that low, it sets up another swing lower in the future, more than likely, before you get a more bigger 3 of 3 breakout, What the market did is the market basically tested the market and found that there are still sellers out there. There's still weak hands. So now that the market knows that the sellers stop, they're going to try to run it up, and then they're going to reinstitute their seller. They're going to do something like this to really nail it, so they can get the shares a lot cheaper. So essentially, one side of the market showed that they were weak by allowing that low to break, and now the bears will take advantage of that, and they'll allow it to pump up, and then they're going to bring it back down, because now the lower low tells you the direction, essentially, where we're heading, and it's lower, unfortunately, in a bigger correction than we want it. But that's the way it goes in the market. INVZ. Let's take a look here. Trying to push lower and see. Trying to come out of it. Let's take a look. That's probably your B wave right there. So we'll have to look at the divergences and see how that played out. Yeah, it's okay. We held the low. So it's got to hold this low. It's got to hold this low here. And this could be a couple possibilities. We could have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we get another pullback down to 149. Or it could be a 1, 2, 1, 2. And it looks like it wants to do the 1, 2, 1, 2 setup here. Something like that. Something like that. That's what I'd be looking for. As long as you're above 143, I think this is a good chart for now. Okay, Martin, Novo Nordisk. Yeah, Novo. Again, being patient, right? I told all my followers to be patient with Pepsi. People wanted to buy it so bad, so bad, so bad, but we were patient for months and months and months. And Novo is kind of the same thing, where everyone wants to buy, or AMD, but you got to be patient with these corrections. Sometimes they take a long time, but it's not in an area that interests me right now. I want it at 64.60. So my chart is we're still in this B wave connector. It could come up back up to 91 or 90, but this is not in an area I'm interested in buying it. I'm looking, and again, you see you have 3 connector, drop. We had our first kind of buy area here, but it failed, right? The connector fit, so we have a shallow connector, so it's going to take another leg lower. We're looking for this area, this wave 4. Again, not surprised. Look, we're going to lose the whole wave 5, which is common in a grand super cycle correction. This is the grand super cycle, right? This is the grand super cycle. So that's where I'm looking for Novo. All right, Stacy Racy. Ultra. Let's go to some of your stocks here. Ulta. That's one I think we've looked at in the past. Could be in danger of a bigger breakdown like we saw ELF do. Look at that top, double top, neckline, ready to break. Very dangerous chart. This could be 3 waves off that low. Could put the one there in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but actually I probably put it there. This is an ABC, because you see 5 waves off that low here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a perfect ABC connector. It hit the short area exactly where you wanted to short it, right here. This is where you would have shorted it. So it's in danger. It's a danger chart for this breakdown. I don't know how low it's going to go, but because it's a flat, but more than likely it will lose. It will. What do we have? We have it as a 1, 2, 1, 2 on the grand super cycle. So it may not go as low as we think. It may come back down to this 280, 240 area. But let's be careful and not rule out a double test of the 200. So I think it's got more downside coming, and it's kind of in a danger area. BILL, Bill Holdings. Let's see how that one's going. We called the breakout on that correctly, right? Very easy. There's your 3, there's your 4, there's your 5, and there's your correction. but you don't have a connector wave. You don't even have a bounce yet, so we can't even project a target. So we need to let this play out more. We need to see a B, and then we know where C is. But it's against 43.11. It's played out exactly like planned, exactly like we expected it. We called the reversal and we got it. Okay, Crocs. Crocs is in, so we got this first buy and we got a bounce out of it, but the bounce failed. So now it's double correcting, which is a dangerous situation for a company. It's also breaking this nice trend line. And also in the bigger picture, you only have 3 waves up. So I think looking at that picture, we're going to have to go with a more bearish view on Crocs. It makes sense looking at where Nike and some of these other stocks are. So we'll leave this box for historical like purposes, just for memory. But looking at this, we're going to have to call this now like a connector wave. And I'll look at RSI to validate this in a minute. And now we're going to be looking at a 3-swing move on the grand super cycle, something very, very big, something like that. Potentially, let me see if it's a WXY though, or an ABC. WXY. Okay, so we'll be looking for a WXY. We'll look for a WXY, and then we'll be looking for a low on the grand super cycle, and it's been a battleground. But this low, this is that break is a massive sign that something really terrible is about to happen. But the buy, let's look at the target, the nice area for investment. Will be at 27.33, a lot lower. So I wouldn't be buying this for a long time. It's just the way it goes. I know it may not be news investors want to hear, but it's just the way my system works. So I would be patiently waiting for this eventuality. This could still be a connector within this third wave. So don't get caught in a trap here. It could also trap people more like that and then get that capitulation, but that would be a short opportunity now if that were to happen. All right, so you'll have to decide how you want to trade it. But to me, the bullish setup's lost. Let's just look at the RSI real quick. The monthly cycle, as you can see, has broken down here, showing that it's a connector wave. This will probably go all the way oversold at some point. See how it's due a relief rally potentially, so that's why you got to be careful of this trap. It could do this trap like that, but that's a short, just like we saw in Ulta, okay? All right, ANF, I still want that sub 100. Again, we're patiently waiting. We're not falling into the traps, the FOMO. We were trying to label this triangle connector, and we knew the rug pull was coming. They tried to like trick us a little bit by breaking the high, trying to break the high, and but we kind of knew this was gonna come out like this, and eventually we broke down. So now we're looking for a B wave, but a C, another leg down. Looking for $90, and 1, 2. Let's look at the RSI for clues. Should be finishing up wave 5 any moment. So we should be getting a relief rally soon. My guess is 5 ended here, and just like you saw in the other chart, you're going to get some kind of weird corrective move like this, and then drop again later. Again, this may not happen, but this is what I think will happen. Let's look at the daily. Way oversold, needs a reset. The weekly, probably monthly. So maybe I wonder if the bounce is bigger. I wonder if it will truncate. Let's see. See, too much divergence there. That has to erase on the 4-hour. We have to take this out. Once we take this out on the daily, it is risk of a truncation. So I do see, like, if we take that daily out and go lower, we may truncate here. So it is a very bullish stock. I do want to buy it, but not here. I don't like buying it here. So good luck on that. All right, Brandon, XRP. XRP is another one that we called the pump way before everyone else on our channel. We had that call, and people profited from that. And now it's like, what comes next, right? What comes next? Let's see here. Got it somewhere around here. Do I have my USD pair? Let me go back and look. Hope I didn't lose it. All right. Well, I'm hoping I did not lose it. I'll just pull up a bunch of. I don't remember what exchange I had it labeled on. Darn. I don't want to have to relabel it. Uh, let's see. Again, we'll. Oh, there we go. We have it on KuCoin. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. There we go. All right. So this is our chart. Okay. So this we're ultimately looking for $5. So looking at this is still the connect. So this was a couple possibilities, but this is too severe. So we're still in this connector wave. So this is an area. This is the accumulation area right here, about like $1.90, $1.66. So this is the area, and of course it took it and wicked right up. So this is the area of accumulation, and if you're patient enough, you should get this Y, the final push higher. Now, or it could extend. It could go mania, right? It doesn't have to stop here. I think it's going there. And this is a flat, right? This is a flat correction in X. It didn't quite hit the 155 would be the extreme. It almost got there. And you look at it, it looks like to me like an A, B, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Maybe you make another low, but that reaction off the low was pretty strong. So I think I don't know if that low will break, but if it does, it's just another 5. It would just be another buy opportunity. And what a gift the market would give you, a second chance. And usually it doesn't give you that second chance. So so I think that's the count right now. Good luck on that. Outlook is bullish into this area. Then after that, it could be over. It could be over for a while, years maybe. All right, ASPI. All right. Looks like a little bit of bearish divergence there, so we'll call this an impulse off the low. That's what it looks like to me. And now we should lose the 5. We should come back to 169. I think you're in this connector wave that will fail. It looks like 3 waves down, 3 waves up. So we're still in a connector. So you don't have signs of the reversal yet. This would be pretty early. So see, look at that, 167. So that's where if I was trading it, I would be waiting patiently for that area to get tagged. In here is like a no trade area. And I'd like to see more of a RSI reset. The daily down here. Okay. This I'll just label it this way, but you'll have to decide. You could, like I said, we could still be in the connector wave. We could still be in X, and then Y comes later. But I think this is what I'd be looking for. Okay, and then LTBR, Lightbridge. Lightbridge is let's take a look at Lightbridge. Looks like a double bottom of some kind. Looks like 5 off that double bottom too. Holding the low. So this could be in a stealth accumulation phase, waiting for wave 3 of 3 explosion out. Look at that, no divergence. Yeah, so this could be very bullish, and we've already starting to see that, but it could be a lot more. We could get a lot more action in this. So it's hard to see here, but if you look, that peak is there. So there's your impulse, 4, 4, and 5. So you have a nice impulse off this low, right? And now you're coming out. This is bullish, right? This is bullish. It's a very bullish chart. And you also have the double bottom chart pattern you're playing with. So good luck. I'll just leave it. This could be too many possibilities. Could be 5 up here. Could be like that. And if that's the case, you'll get a pullback. You'll get a pullback down to 598. and that'll probably be your last chance to go long before it has its big pump. And if the market, but it may just go vertical here. We just don't know yet. Okay, I'll win ACB, another cannabis stock. Again, looks like a double bottom. Looks like five off this low. Looks like three down. So to me, I mean, again, this doesn't. It's not. It doesn't seem like you need to be like a genius here, but like it looks like that, and it looks like you have three down, and you're about to break out into wave three. You know, I don't even think you have a wave two yet. You can really even see. So I mean, I look at this as something like this coming off the low, but bigger picture, it could be a big connector, like we saw with Canopy. You see, you have three, and here you have three. So we have to be careful. Let's take a look at the bottom. A, B, C. Yeah, so it'd probably be something like this. Something like that. Okay, good luck on that. And then TDoc. TDoc was a trade alert I gave on my Twitter page. Again, members that join will get this all the time. And cha-ching. If you're long, you don't sell it, you hold it. It could be like buying DraftKings at $8 here. You don't sell it for years. I'm telling you, do not trade in and out of this. It could be just getting started. You need to just hold it and be thankful you watched and followed Elliott Wave Sage and gave you this knowledge to buy it way back in this area that I put my alert in. It could be just getting started, guys. But here's my chart. Again, if you subscribe and become a member, you'll get this in real time. Charts just like this. This could have been this could be a long-term investor's great opportunity for you. If just like some of these others, bigger picture. I mean, it could come back up into this middle area, 135. Like we don't know. I'm just saying, guys. Look at that, 8% today. I gave that to you guys, so just know. And again, this is bullish. This is bullish. All right, that's easy. That's an easy one. All right, I came to the end. I'm going to scan through the comments, but I got to run. I got things to do today. And let's just see what we've got. And yeah, appreciate all the thank yous and everybody supporting me. And RK shows bullish breakout. That's also why I think growth has more up, like in the future, is going to pump more. Watch, the RK is showing you that you can't get too bearish on some of these meme stocks and growth. mRNA's in the shitter, guys. You got to let it go. You got to let that one go. I wouldn't buy it. I don't like it. Buy it here. And I got it all. All right, guys. Thanks again. Good luck trading today. Hopefully some good opportunities pop